He was my dad's second wife's brother, and he was raping me, and I couldn't tell my dad. Like, he used to urinate in my mouth. He used to make me drink it, and you know, there's days that I can taste it in my mouth. You know, there's days, you know, that goes by, and I ended up in the state of the ward because I was rebelling, because they didn't know what was happening to me. I ended up in the Puni Boys, and I was severely raped there. That's in Wellington. In Wellington, the Puni Boys, I ended up going there. And because I was so different, they thought I was gay. And I was severely raped there. I was raped by other boys, and they used a broomstick on me. And it's wrecked my bowels, so I have problems with my bowel now. And they made me eat feces. They just done horrific things to me. I blame myself. It's like, you know, for years from that. I was like, what was it, the pajamas that I was wearing? Was it my eyes? Because, you know, my eyes are, you know, like blue, and like I was classed differently in my family. I told my mum about what Vaughan was doing to me. He was raping me. But she never thought. She took my brother to the doctors, and she never thought it would affect me, but it did. I was using heroin, still using heroin. And then I got introduced to methamphetamines, and then I was using them. I was drinking a lot, smoking pot. I was using it all, everything, to numb everything, so I didn't have to think about it. Or like when I used methamphetamines, I didn't have to go to sleep and, you know, bear the nightmares and backflashes. And I think over the years of using methamphetamines and heroin, it's contributed my sleeping disorder. I find difficulty having a shower because it happened in the shower space. What happened to me at the Puni Boys home, I find it hard. I get in there and get straight back out. So I'm only about a minute in there and out. But yeah, I've started learning how to breathe. Like even when I get a bit angry, I've started learning how to breathe and, you know, like control it. Mum was a loving lady because she used to sleep with all different men, and then especially they used to be right next to me, and my mum would make noises, and, you know, I'd wake up and go, "Mum, are you all right?" And she goes, "Yes, son." And, you know, they were having sex right next to me, and, you know, that started turning, you know, sex for me to dirty. Like, I thought I'd never meet anyone, and, you know, now I met Liz, and she's wonderful. She's a, you know, breath of fresh air, and I've found, you know, peace, and I find peace every day, and, you know, thank God that, you know, I'm alive and I survived. Just like the, you know, all the survivors, you know, surviving and dealing with it in their, you know, their ways. Like I explain to Liz, you know, how I feel, and, you know, explain like the intimacy, like that's going to be the hardest part because I find it dirty, because seeing it from my mother, you know, so close to me. I was working, I was a truckie. I loved it. The freedom of the road. It's just you and the highway. And plus it gave me time to put a lot of things, you know, in the perspective, like my past. Like I don't, you know, when you drive, you think about, you know, things and put things into perspective. Because I was alone and no one's going to hurt me. Because I've always been a loner, even when I was a child, because of everything what was happening to me. I started getting help when I was 21 years old. I was seeing a psychiatrist, and his name was Dr. Robert McFarlane in Australia, and it was good. And I started getting on meds. I'm on big meds. But I'm slowly trying to get off my meds, like my night ones, because I have back flashes and nightmares. And that heavily sedates me. And like, I could sleep right to the next day. And that's, you know, that's no life. Life is just passing me by. And I start going and seeing a mouldy healer pretty soon. And through my therapist, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to. A men's group. It was a men's group that brought it out of me, like a breakup with Ken Clearwater, and I had to speak out. I had to speak out, and it was time to speak out for me, to, you know, to be heard. And that's where it all changed for me, you know. And like now I can, you know, talk about it, and, you know, I get emotional. And, you know, I used to get angry. Very angry. I have a lot of salts on my, you know, charges, a lot of salts, because I was a very angry person. And now I'm not angry anymore. I've come to, you know, terms with it, and I've realised I can't keep going, you know, being angry, because it's, you know, it'll affect people that I meet. I was getting into crime and like fighting. Because I was protecting myself, but a lot of the, you know, fighting was a lot of anger, because I, you know, severely hurt them, and, you know, I regret it to this day, all that anger. Ken has been a great inspiration to, you know, not only to me but for all, you know, all men survivors, you know, great support. And you know, you just can't say much, you know, anymore. But without Ken and Paul, you know, where would we be? Would there be, you know, support out there for us if it wasn't for them to start and have a men's survival group? And, you know, and go out there and talk about it, you know, and talk about it and letting people know, be aware that it does happen, not only to, you know, ladies, but to men.